Very good morning to all of you, and welcome to another scintillating episode of Productivity Leave. We are happy to announce that this is going to be the 15th episode of Productivity Leave, and we have been enlightened by HR stalwarts from various fields. Today, we are going to discuss with Mr. Vikas Kapoor and Mr. Vinit and about how the quarter one, that is January, February, March months of insurance industries are going to be, and what kind of challenges or what kind of opportunities are there. So to start with, I would request Vikas to take us through his journey, and then meanwhile Vinit also joins and we would like to hear from him as well. So over to you, Vikas.
Yeah, thank you so much, Swapnil, for inviting me on this chat show. It has been a great delight to be here. First of all, a very warm thank you to all the listeners on this chat show today, and wishing you all a very happy New Year. So, I my name is Vikas, and I manage training for Aditya Birla Sun Life for all the non-proprietary channels, which includes country's largest private bank, that's HDFC Bank. It has been close to 20 years in the insurance business now, and every day I'm learning something new. So, Swapnil, that's about me, and over to you.
So, Vikas, just I feel nostalgic also. So, just to tell something about myself,
Please.
I have worked in insurance industries before starting my stint as an entrepreneur. I have worked in insurance industry for almost 17 years, and when I was part of Reliance Retail Finance, which is now called Geo Finance.
Mhm.
That time I used to distribute products of Birla Sun Life, and another speaker who is here, Mr. Vinit. He's from Reliance General Insurance, and I happen to be working in Reliance General Insurance at a very early stage. So I think I can relate very much to the excitement and things going around in the month of January, February, March, especially in life insurance and health insurance segment, because obviously tax is one of the one of the key drivers for revenue growth during these months. So to start with, in your experience, what challenges does HR commonly face when aiming to enhance the performance of insurance industry during this quarter? What are the challenges? All of a sudden, the targets increase, the kind of pressure increase. So how what kind of challenges you guys face in managing those situations?
Yeah, thanks, Swapnil. I think it's a very interesting question because uh, somehow we belong to the same industry, and we have our roots in the industry. Uh, Now, this question is just to throw a little light on this. Uh, Enhancing performance basically in insurance industry during the first quarter of the calendar year throws many challenges for life insurance human resource professionals. And I will also throw light on not only insurance but on financial institutions. Basically, these challenges are opportunities. These are not actually the challenges. And there are myths and beliefs that financial industry is an industry of seasonality. Now gone are those days. And we must have heard that this seasonality also brings some variation in demand as well. And if I move a little ahead towards the AMJ, which is April, May, and June, that also brings a psychological reduction of workload. As you rightly mentioned, that January, February, March brings a lot of pressure because business targets are very high. Companies want to achieve what they have achieved in 9 months. They want to double up the numbers. But scenario is slowly and steadily changing. You also touched upon the tax aspect of this business, and especially in this season. January, February, March now has become a quarter as usual for most of the companies. Yes, there is a push, there is a pressure, there is a higher target, but now it has become a business as usual. Reason being, now customers are also becoming aware about the taxation guidelines, about the tax dates, because we deal with a lot of MSME customers as well and salaried customers. Uh, they actually start planning their tax much before that we think as of now. I give you one example. If you talk about 5 years back when we used to go to MSMEs in the month of January, February, and March, and we used to talk about this. Why don't you plan taxes for your company, and you will be able to save certain taxes in this quarter by showing expenses as an insurance premium. Now the scenario has changed, totally changed, because in last 5 years time, since the day GST been launched, now the companies have started planning their expenses every quarter. So now, for example, 15th June is the last date of Q1. Then subsequently, last 15th of last month of the each quarter actually sets the date for the taxation. So they are planning a little better. So rather, I would look at from this angle. JFM also puts me into a laboratory that what I want to do in the next financial year, and this becomes a time for the companies, those who work in a financial year cycle, for that they can relook at the hits and misses of last year. But in last decade, the trends have totally changed. Beliefs have seen a sea change. uh, Companies spend a lot of time in celebrations as well of their last financial year or calendar year of performances, but they also keep a mission to achieve higher targets in Q1. Now, there are few companies who keep JFM as Q1. There are few financial institutions who keep uh, April, May, June as Q1, because it's been observed over a period of last few years that organizations picking up pace in quarter one, whether they work on a calendar year or a financial year, uh, they actually set a momentum for their H1 performance. I give you one example of my organization. So we work on a financial year cycle. So for us, the Q1 is April, May, and June. Last year, uh, when the industry was growing at 5%, life insurance industry was growing at a 5% YOY in that quarter. Largest government-run life insurance company actually degrew by -6%. Private life insurance companies grew at 8%, but we grew at 32%. Our individual business, we were ranked 7 in the industry, which has been a YOY phenomena for us. So now the scenarios are changing. That's why the Q1 or JFM or April, May, June AMJ definitions are also changing. Now, it also brings a lot of challenges to us, because when the momentum is very high, pressure is very high, target is very high, uh, the challenges are bound to come, and they are welcomed by HR professionals, including learning and development teams. Uh, this is the time when you actually engage with your employees the most from all aspects, because you everybody comes together to ensure that the organization achieves its goals. And there are many programs that companies does for their employees, and there are here and now programs, because this is the time when you can't send anybody to a laboratory kind of program or 2 day workshop or a 3 day workshop, because business is at stake. So now in this kind of high octane months, we experience that there are programs happening with a here and now strategy. Whatever is needed, it has been given on the spot by the either the HR professionals or the learning and development professionals available on the ground. So that's how the definitions are changing, and it throws challenges as well. And the entire industry reciprocates the same, because nowadays human resource function or learning and development teams are not different than our sales teams. They work in 100% tandem to ensure that the productivity happens.
very interesting, Vikas. And honestly, I feel that I have to be in touch with the industry. So and you make me feel that I have kind of lost touch because. And obviously, it is almost 7-8 years since I have been part of this industry. But yes, very interesting fact, and definitely I do agree with you. And when we see our habits also, and I think lot of technology platforms have also kind of helped. So now it is very easy to make payments in monthly mode, unlike before. And the cost have also come down, so people also prefer to plan these things in advance. But still, saying so, if we look at the actual numbers, it still says that these 3 months contribute to a big a portion of the overall business. But definitely this is a very insightful thing. So here, since you are from L&D space, and I strongly believe that in life insurance or in insurance industry, it is very very critical component of any organization, wherein employee needs to be upskilled and trained and retrained on various aspects, like you said, that changing cycles also. So if I may ask, are there any specific employee development or training programs that you believe significantly contribute to evaluating the performance in insurance organizations? So, keeping performance in mind, do we have specific training programs that, okay, if somebody is this level of performance, this kind of training program, and if somebody is in this level of performance, this kind of training program? So, something of that sort.
Yeah. Thanks for asking this question, Swapnil. Employee development and training programs uh, plays a very crucial role in any financial institution or any other kind of organization. It helps in elevating the performance, uh, especially in the first quarter. But my response to this question will not be only specific to first quarter, because uh, this is the quarter of business. Now, in this quarter, you can't spend too much of time spending in a classroom or doing coaching and mentoring. It is an ongoing process. But if you look at the entire year, and if the employee is there with you for, let's say, 9 months to 1 year's time, I'm sure that we must have spent good amount of time in preparing him for this high octane quarter. I would like to share some specific initiatives that contribute significantly. So, I being part of Aditya Birla Sun Life, I am also a part of large business conglomerate, that's Aditya Birla Group, and in that the financial institution been headed by the ABC, which is Aditya Birla Capital. Now, the learning team here plays one of the pivotal roles by partnering in driving business objectives and adapting to the overall one ABC HR framework, and that we have connoted as BRIM, which is building knowledge, reducing attrition, improving productivity, and manage talent. So these are the four pillars of our framework. Now, how L&D team supports BRIM by building capability for the competencies needed in the here and now strategy, as well as those needed for a future ready workforce, because it's just one quarter. There is an entire year ahead of you. So you have to keep constantly thinking that how you can make future ready workforce. And this is actually achieved through comprehensive learning architectures, which encompasses leadership programs, functional programs, behavioral workshops, product and sales training. And we believe, and the learning methodologies have also changed in last decade. So initially, when I started my learning and development journey, uh, it used to be 70% I will learn in classroom, 20% I will learn uh, uh, on the job, and 10% I will have a peer-to-peer learning. But now the paradigm has shifted. Now the 70% has actually become 10%. My classroom training is now has actually become 10%. 20% has become peer to peer, and rest 70% is on the job. Plus, the 70% also includes, am I learning by, am I taking training from a facilitator, which is a facilitator led trainings, or am I doing a self-paced learning through a application or a digital tool or any AI based tool? That is why we at Aditya Birla Capital and Sun Life, we have deployed a blended approach, which is in the form of digital, virtual, physical, as well as there are phygital modes. We also prioritize the need to train the managers, which is my training managers who are front ending the entire function, along with my regional HRs or local HRs available on the ground to engage, mentor, and coach their teams. We also identify layers in the form of at what career stages they are, and we have strategic segmentation and customizations basis the learner. So, for example, there are four type of people in any organization. There are new hires, vintage time tried and tested team members, first time team managers, managerial cohorts. And I am not talking about senior management here. I'm only talking about the mid management, which is just one level above than the frontline manager. These are the key cohorts who run the show for me. And I would like to spend some time on new hires, because that's one big challenge that we are facing as an industry. Uh, Due to high attrition, people in 0 to 6 months bucket are always higher than the vintage ones. So the focus of human resources teams and learning and development teams is to handhold them for at least 180 days. Now, how many of us actually have the patience to manage that or handhold that employee for 180 days? That's a question to be asked. If I have that patience, I think I will be able to build a very effective and efficient team for the future ready challenges. And during this period, employees go through classroom induction, self-paced digital onboarding journeys, fortnightly assessments, coaching, demonstration calls, and there are mentoring conversations which happens by the HR team, by the training team, and their L1s as well. There are programs. Now, let me come to the core, because it's on Q1 or Q1 of financial year. Uh, there are few programs that will require mass coverage. For example, there are product needs to be launched. There are product updations which have come in the industry, and now the frequency has increased to a very high extent. Operation enhancements, process enhancements, from sourcing the policy or to actually issuing the policy and servicing the policy. Developmental changes in technologies, because we have moved paperless now. Now there is no proposal form which can be seen in the offices. There are no declarations which are required, which needs to be taken. The only declaration we used to take some time back was the COVID ones. Now it has also gone embedded in the technology. So these are a lot of uh, training programs, inputs that we keep giving to our team members, which helps them in elevating their Q1 performance overall, and they also build a fair sense of competence to manage the future challenges which are coming their way in the coming months. Last but not the least on this, Swapnil, uh, and I will be a little selfish here while giving this statement. Since I manage a third party space, which is my bank assurance space, learning and development team and the HR team also plays a very vital role in giving response to the L&D requirements of our distributors, because in an open architecture kind of environment where competition is sitting just next to you, Uh, if you are not able to answer the question which the distributor has asked, or you have not equipped him, uh, probably you might lose the deal. And we also need to train them, equip them, and pass on our message to them that how effective and competitive we are when it comes to our people, product, and processes, so that they have confidence on our teams. All these elements put together sets the tone for any insurance company, whether it is Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4. Uh, I hope I was able to do justice to this question so well.
Definitely, definitely, and it was really enlightening and structured. And one question which I has in mind. So I was into sales leadership roles, and
Please.
there was always a conflict between L&D and us in terms of giving our people for the trainings, and especially during JFM. It was like if somebody asked us that during JFM to spare our team for 2 days, it was like they asked for our kidney. so
Right.
so how do you convince the leaders or sales leaders on importance of training? How you make them realize that training is a critical component as far as life insurance is concerned.
Yeah. So, Swapnil, in quarter 1 of calendar year, uh, actually the preparation has to happen a little before. I can't do this discussion on 25th of January with my sales leaders because I am exactly in somewhere I am already done with 33% of the quarter. Now the discussion happens a little before that, and discussion is around that which are my bottom 25-30% people who are actually derailing the entire performance of the channel or the vertical or the organization for which I'm working for. Then we do individual developmental plans for them, that what kind of programs they will need, so that if not in bottom 20-30%, if they can come at 40-45-50% cohort and come in the middle. Because will I be able to make a sea change in those people who are actually pulling me down? Chances are very less. But can I make an effort? Answer is 100% yes. Now that's the value that we show. That any which ways that the person who is a non-performer is not doing anything. Let me spend some time. Let me give him some inputs. Let me do some need analysis for him. Let me identify where are the gaps, which is a skill gap or a knowledge gap or a behavior gap, or if there is a problem somewhere else. Is there a problem with the uh, branch where the person is placed, or is there a problem in the L1? We identify everything, and then we give a solution that okay, fine, we will be taking them through to let's say these 20% of the people through these 2-3 programs in the first 10 days or 15 days of January, and we mentor them. Let's say for next few days we coach them. We do a man-to-man marking with our L&D and HR professionals so that they are handheld well. Once the person starts getting confidence that okay, fine, I can go alone on a sales call and I can manage the customer queries, that's where then you leave the person on the ground on its own. Now all these things have to be tracked very closely. If we are able to give some business delta to the sales leaders, I'm sure that it is going to be a month on month and Q on Q phenomena, because they will be able to see and find value what learning and development team and HR team can create in their overall scheme of things. Because a person who is already at making money or doing business, they are go-getters. They will any which ways do. Those who are in the middle cohort or the middle performers or in the somewhere lying in between, they need to be pulled a little bit, and seasonality actually helps them to pull the performance. Problem is with the bottom bucket. If you are able to sell this idea to the business leader that this is the contribution this bottom bucket can bring to your business, I think no business leader will say no to any training program for them.
Great. So Vineet, I would
Yeah.
love to hear your journey. with
Thank you.
Reliance General Insurance and overall as a insurance HR professional. And then we will have a set of questions for you.
Superb. Yeah, I'm very glad to be a part of this event. So as you guys know, like myself, Vinit Virat Kamrekar, like I have started my journey. Oh, I mean, like from starting, like I've been into recruitment, completely into talent acquisition, and also into HR operations. So like it's I holding overall like 8+ years of experience, like wherein like I have started career into talent acquisition. Like I've been engaged into recruitment for like 5+ years, and again like 2.5 3 years, like I've been into HR operations altogether, like from the kind of HR generalist activities. So altogether it's HR BP. I mean, into insurance department, it's been like 1.5 year. Like I've been working with different companies, and my major exposure is into consulting firm, wherein like we were providing a manpower to different companies, and majorly which I'm contributing towards to insurance companies. And once upon a time, like Reliance General Insurance is one of my client. So probably like I had a very good rapport, and as I am a premium vendor to the client, so they hired me as an HR manager here. So it's been like with only Reliance General Insurance as an employee. I'm working with Reliance General Insurance as an HR manager from last 3.5 months. And but like however, within insurance I mean, providing a manpower and looking at the strategy of this insurance department, it's been like 2 years I've been engaged with this insurance companies, Swapnil.
Great, great. I am also a product of insurance industry. Almost 17 years I was in insurance industry, and Reliance
Great.
General Insurance happened to be one of my early companies where I worked. So it was,
Wow.
in just at the initiation. I think your president of bank assurance, Mr. Vijay Kumar, used to be my boss.
Is it?
So
Okay.
so
Great.
so so that was very nostalgic when I saw your profile and my team said that you are coming. So okay, I felt that, okay, maybe I can relive few moments, 15 years back. But
Wow.
Vineet, I would like to understand from you that, as I was having Vikas, he's from life insurance industry. You
Okay.
are part of a general insurance industry, and one of the tax component or tax benefit people get is in the health insurance segment. So I
Yes.
would like to understand, does anything change as far as sales targets are concerned or the numbers are concerned in January, February, March, or it is life as usual?
See, for usually like it won't be a change. Like it depend upon the individual performance of the candidate. Like again, you know, like there is nothing like tax everything for every financial year. It depend upon the market analysis we do, and we give it to our management. Like they may tend to change, but like if we are going well, then obviously there is no changes will happen.
Okay. Because I have a question for you. So, when obviously there are a lot of challenges, or there are a lot of things, and even Vineet has worked in this. So, insurance industry is kind of looked upon as a very high pressure, job, and all the freshers who are coming into this industry always perceive it as that, this is going to be a very high pressure job. So, Vikas, what is your thought on this? That, has that changed over a period of time, or it still is a challenge to get talent in this industry?
So, Swapnil, this requires a paradigm shift in the mind, and let me give you a perspective to this. I usually ask this question from new joinees or freshers or who join this industry, that according to you, or even recently I got an opportunity to speak to some of the veterans in the industry, and they were especially from the banker side. uh, When I ask this question, that is it a easy product to sell or is it a difficult product to sell, most of them raise their hand as that it's a difficult product to sell, and there is no doubt about it, because we actually ask money from people, and we not only ask one time, we ask money for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and we also expect them to wait for 15, 20, 30, 40 years to get their money back. So it's not a easy business or a cakewalk business. That's how I also used to think, and I totally resonated with those 50, 60 odd people. But there was an incident where which changed my this paradigm, and I shared my example, and I would also would like to share this with you. The moment I start thinking that I am not in the business of taking money, I am in the business of giving money, the entire game changes, the entire perspective changes. Because, and that goes to health insurance as well to some extent, I take some amount, which is, if I talk about a one category of product, that's pure term product, and we experienced this in COVID era as well, COVID period as well, wherein I was paying 1%, 2% premium of my total sum assured, and when family was getting a 1 crore, just imagine the kind of financial support you are providing when the bread earner is not there. When I get hospitalized and the hospital bill is 10 lakh, and in my account I have 20,000 rupees, just imagine what kind of mental support I will have with that health insurance policy, which will either pay a cashless or will give reimbursement to me for my hospitalization cost. So we are not in the business of taking money. We take money as a consideration, because if you buy anything, you have to pay a price for it. But the benefit is much, much higher than we think. So it's a game of perception, Swapnil, and slowly and steadily
Uh,
people are understanding now, because they have seen a very tough 2 years of COVID, and that's why the awareness levels are also going very high.
So, Vinit, over to you. The same question I'll put to you also, because you were kind of, manpower and, kind of placement profile as well. So, what is your thought in this aspect?
So you're referring about like the high pressure environment of the insurance sector, right?
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So in the insurance sectors, like in the first quarter, the HR professional actually they prioritize their employee to develop and training through strategic initiatives designed to align with the industry demands. So by leveraging the technology, they offer accessible on the go learning opportunities, allowing employees to enhance their skills without compromising productivity, and also tailored program address sectoring the specific issues and challenges, and also ensuring the immediate applicability and effectiveness. Like the HR fosters a culture of continuous learning, and emphasizing the significance of the skill development in navigating this high pressure environment. So, by integrating the training seamlessly into daily operations and recognizing the achievements promptly, so HR professionals not only, I mean, like by this like achievement I mean, like if they recognize the great talent, I mean, on time within correct time, so that would be easy to like accommodate ourselves. And these HR professionals are not only to uphold a commitment to employee growth, but also to contribute a workforce that is agile and well equipped to excel in the fast-paced dynamics of these insurance sectors.
Uh, another interesting question I thought I would like to, and this has just come to my mind while speaking to you, Vinit, is that you
Right.
are in HR business process, and I would like to understand in Reliance General Insurance, what kind of tools or what kind of softwares are we using to assess the performance of employees? Are there any softwares or any tools which are being used to assess the performance of employees?
See, nothing like that. See, as we have a different LOBs, different line of business, manager will have different what we call their perspective and their target aligned from their respective manager, and also depend upon the business, depend upon the candidate performance. Like they'll have a RAG analysis, like wherein like there is no particular tool which we use to what we call to analyze the performance of the employee, but they do a RAG analysis, which we call it as an red, amber, green. The performance, the candidate whose performance is not that good, like they'll be marked under red, and you know who are performing just average performer, then they'll be marked as a amber, and were performing well, they'll be coming under green. So this is how it is. So there is no particular what we call the tools which we use to analyze this employees' performance. Swapnil.
What about Vikas? Are there any particular softwares or technological interventions as far as employee performance measurement is concerned?
So, Swapnil, from a learning and development side, we have, as I mentioned in your previous question, that how are we conducting different kind of programs for our team members, and we have ap- adopted a blended approach wherein there are programs happening digitally, virtual, physical, and phygital modes as well. So we have a in-house created few applications as we are developing the tech part in-house nowadays, and some of them are outsourced as well. So for example, we have got two learning platforms. One learning is which is known as Aditya Birla Capital learning app, which is ABC learning app, wherein the entire universe of ABC can be tapped, and there are uh, career milestone based programs in at whatever stage they are in the organization, as well as their overall career. Program ranges from knowledge, skill, behavior, and day-to-day life requirements. For example, if I'm going to a customer and I need some quick sales pitch of my product, can I pull a PDF document from the app or not? We are also integrating the same with the AI based tools, because now that is going to be the game changer for learning and development in the coming future. We have integrated with our AB Capital learning app so that we can give real time experience. So for example, if I am a seller and I'm going to a customer meeting after 30 minutes of this call, uh, and I am going to pitch an X product, but I am not confident on that product, can I get a quick demo of the product which I'm going to pitch? Plus, can I get an opportunity to practice it online and get a feedback score that how was my pitch? So that tool helps me to do both ways. That we are that we have integrated. Plus, there is one large uh, learning platform of ABG, which is known as Gyanodaya Virtual Campus, wherein the content on from Harvard, from Skillsoft, programs of CEIL, Actuate, all these programs are there, and we keep promoting these programs time to time, need based, seasonality based. And last but not the least, there are phygital programs wherein you need instructor as well as you need uh, post program self learning as well. So there are tools available. We are leveraging it pretty well.
Interesting, interesting. And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, Vinit. Yeah, Vinit.
Yeah, Swapnil, I just, I mean, to analyze the, what we call, sorry, I missed one thing before, like to analyze the productivity of the candidate, like you just asked, but like when you ask me about, do we have any portal to upgrade the skill of our internal employee? Then obviously, yes, there is a learning management system from RGI, wherein like we can log in, and every employee will be accessible to log in that LMS, the RGI LMS, wherein like if the candidate need any product need related knowledge, or like if they want to get into deep about the product and how to convince a customer and what are the do's and don'ts and like what exactly they do. Like, see, the pan India, like overall, like the branch employees who are working across the 23 uh, I mean in the 23 states and for different branches, like they have an access to log into this RGI LMS, so that like they'll have a proper guidance accordingly. So I'll stop.
Great, great. So, another aspect I would say, would like to hear from you, that post COVID, as Vikas already mentioned, that a lot of things have changed, especially how people look at insurance, and how insurance came to rescue of a lot of people. That also has helped people realize the importance of insurance. uh, but another very interesting aspect, post COVID, is change in working patterns. Like people, especially those people who are knowledge workers, who work in laptop and desktop only, they kind of started working from home, or organizations have started giving option to work from home, or few days home and few days from office or from remote location. So, Vikas, I would like to understand what kind of working pattern Aditya Birla Group is following, as far as work from home or work from office, or work from anywhere is concerned. And I understand that it might not be possible for the field jobs, but there are a lot of jobs like underwriters or support or technical person. What kind of working patterns are being followed?
So Swapnil, this question was asked at multiple forums, and this takes me back to the time when the COVID actually hit. Nobody knew what to do. That was the biggest challenge that we had, and I am delighted to share that in Aditya Birla Group, because we are a large business conglomerate, Aditya Birla Capital was the only business unit which responded to this problem statement first, and we did it fast. We converted the entire content, delivery, and the learning library from physical to digital. We were the first ones. Now, the second challenge was how we should engage with people, because now people are also used to working from home, and now we have traveled a great distance. When we are saying that there is a concept of hybrid teams, wherein some of the people will work from home, some functions will work from office. Are there any functions which are specifically for work from home? Answer is yes, as you rightly mentioned. Uh, Teams like underwriting, teams like finance, teams like content development for learning and development. Uh, there are few specific functions which can operate from their home location or wherever they are comfortable. But we also encourage, and we are trying to motivate people to come to office as well, because we are, and how we are doing that, because you need some motivation. So for example, if I am a avid runner, and I, let's say, I have stopped running from last 6 months due to XYZ reason, but now I want to come back. I need some motivation. Either I will buy new shoes, or I will buy some new running kit, or I will buy some new smartwatch to track my running. I will need some motivation or some inspirational speaker to come and talk to me. So we are revamping our offices to motivate them, and we are making comfortable cubicles, comfortable environment to work, pods in the office, so that they are comfortable when they come back. Because I am used to and comfortable working on a couch, which I don't find in my office. The moment I see a couch in the office, I will be comfortable. Okay, fine, let me come. That's how we are transforming, and this is actually helping us. People now want to come to office, they want to engage, they want to get their work done pretty fast, which they were not able to do in the last few years. It has actually helped. And now uh, we also take initiatives in creating a work life balance with the help of giving them requisite inputs on their health and well-being. as well as training inputs, HR conversations, and the business discussions. People are getting comfortable now and they are coming back happily, especially in financial institutions.
Vineet, what about you? Can you shed some light as far as work culture changes are concerned?
Yeah, see, when I worked in the year of 2021, like I've been part of the consulting firm, though I was not working with the Reliance General Insurance. What are the initiatives they have taken? But like when I was providing a manpower, like I got to know that the people have been like like they got a good support towards their employees to have a laptop setup and a Wi-Fi connection at home. I mean, like there are multiple vendors like who were going to a candidate employees location and help them to get set up all these things because we work digitally. There is no field work, so like we had a good rapport. So and like at least like out of 100%, the management have gone through like at least like they have, I mean, the employees have reached their expectations of 80%.
I think this would be the last question I'll be asking you is that, there has been a lot of debate around, time versus outcome. And, Mr. Narayan Murthy has also, the moment he said 70 hours a week, there were few people who made a lot of hue and cry. So, as a HR professionals, how do you look at? Is it okay if people give less time and be more productive, or there has to be some discipline as far as times are concerned? So, what is your outlook as far as working hours are concerned?
You know, we should not increase the timing like the how we are like how for the 8 hours like whatever we contributing towards the organization is fine enough. It just because of the depend upon the mindset of an employee, like how they do themselves and how the support they are getting with their respective manager. uh, but like again I won't think so like it's like increasing the time like I mean like increasing the time limit may like help us to get the more productivity. No, I won't accept it like if you work for the 4 hours in the daily, like it may gives a good productivity.
Because what is your thought on this?
Uh, if any aspirational employee, a growth oriented employee, has clock and calendar in mind, the growth automatically stops for the person. So, any aspiration or anything that I want to achieve as an individual for myself and for organization, I have to work beyond clock and calendar. That thought process has to go away. If I start doing that, believe me, we will start getting time for ourselves as well, for our family as well. Because now I am not bounded by that clock. I will be doing my work as per my comfort. Working hours are there. 9:30 to 6:30 are the official working hours. But if I get my work completed in 4.5 hours, I think I'm good to go. So that thought process has started sinking in now, post COVID, because people were not working during the day. Actually, they were working in the night because the kind of ecosystem we had uh, and the kind of sales force that we have, they don't come from very good houses or very good localities where the Wi-Fi network is not very good or the internet, the basic mobile network is not very good. And there is a lot of disturbance at the background where they were not able to concentrate. And in the night time when or in the late evening hours when they were getting a conducive environment to work, they used to work. So that philosophy has to sink in a little bit, and it will take time. The process has already started. COVID has given a direction. I think we are heading towards a very bright future.
Thank you so much, Vineet and Vikas, on your amazing insights which you gave to us. And definitely, our listeners would have gained from this, and those who are going to listen to this podcast in future also are going to get tremendous insights from this discussion. Remember, productivity
Right.
isn't about working harder; it is about working smarter. Keep exploring new strategies and ideas to lead your team towards peak performance. Until next time, stay curious and stay productive. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, Vinit, for this amazing session.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Swapnil, and
Swapnil.
thank you so much, team V360 AI. Thank you for all the listeners for being there with us. Stay tuned.
Yeah, thanks so much, Swapnil, and thanks for management of V360.ai, and thanks to every listener here. Thanks, Vikas.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Vinit.
Yeah, thanks.